Hey, what's going on out there, YouTubers? Let me see if I can get a little bit more light here. Maybe that's better. What's going on out there, YouTubers? Good evening. Good evening. Listen, I just wanted to come on for a brief moment. Um, so I had a topic I wanted to just talk about, and which it kind of stirred up today for me. I seen a post that one of my friends had posted, and I said, "Well, you know what? I think I want to talk about that a little bit." And so it was actually a statistic that from the Federal Reserve Board survey of consumer finances, and it said that the median wealth of Black households in the United States was $24,100, and the median wealth of white households in the United States were $188,200. Well, we all know that that is a wide gap uh, between the households, and and I shared that on one of my other social media platforms because I wanted to get some feedback. I wanted to see, especially my culture, what their thoughts were. And of course, I didn't get much feedback, but the feedback I did get was hmm, wasn't what I thought it probably would have been. So I share with you what one person said. One person said, with the education and by setting goals, we will do better. We must seek and live by God's wisdom. You know, um, in one regard, I agree with that, but I think it's deeper than that. I think that we have all the education available to us. We have all the education in the world available to us. It is literally right at our fingertips. The education that we need to change that gap, that statistic. And then, and they said setting goals. Well, I mean, again, we can set all the goals in the world, but if we don't try to meet those goals, we're doing ourselves an injustice. We're not doing ourselves any good, right? Then I had another response from another person. He says, I saw this and it agitates me. Our people were robbed. It's deeper than just setting goals. This is pure evil. And we was dealt a bad hand since slavery. We're still recovering and playing catch up from it. These margins are ridiculous. We were set free to go and trade time for money, and still to this day, everyone received their reparations except for us. In real estate, they're still redlining our communities. Now, the only way this will reverse if we see more black banks and more black Wall Street movements, because as long as we're not self reliant, we will forever be the hamster chasing freedom on the wheel called manipulation. Interesting. Interesting. Many people will agree with that. And I agree in some regard to that. But I have to, in a sense, disagree with much of it. I disagree because I agree. Let's start out. I agree because I feel like we should be agitated. There's no doubt in my mind that we should be agitated by those numbers. Um, However, I feel like the margins are that way is because we allowed it to be that way. My response to them was, we cannot live in the past. We cannot live in the past. That was over 400 years ago. While I feel and I understand, that slavery, we were, enslaved, and all the way up to 60s to the 60s, things were going on with us. Even now, we're still going through some racist um, things that happen. Every day somebody's experiencing some type of racial profiling or racial slurs or racial remarks or racial gestures. Just every day, we're experiencing that, and I'm not belittling that by any regard. But I do want to say that on another hand, we have more opportunities now than we've ever had to shorten that gap. We as a black race have more opportunities now than we've ever had to shorten that gap, to shrink that gap down. There's no excuse why we can say or look back and say because it was because of slavery why we have a gap like that in our finances in the homes. I don't believe that. That's just my view on that because there's so much education out there. You can go online and get education. There's so many opportunities for us to get wealth in different areas. You have to, me, I have to go after what I want. Another part of the response I had to them was that I grew up in poverty. I grew up in poverty. I had lack all around me. I grew up in the projects and it was lack all around me. But that lack wasn't in me. I knew that I didn't want to take part in that. So I didn't have to take part in it, right? So even though it was around me, don't mean that I have to be in it. I don't have to be a part of it. So that's now, you know, just because, you know, the majority, I'm gonna say this is what it looks like, the majority, and I could be wrong, I don't know. The majority of the black race is living below our means or living below what we're capable of living, how we're capable of living. That's not because another race is holding us back. That's because we hadn't put in forth the efforts to go after what we want. I made a decision, and my wife made a decision that we were going to be business owners, and because we made that decision, we're seeing the fruit of that. When you make the decision that, hey, my life has to be better, my children's lives have to be better, my children's lives have to be better. You make the decision to go after something more than what you're used to and what your norm is. That doesn't have to be the norm. We can't get mad at the other race because they made the decision to go after something more, or they're making this decision to put themselves in a better position. That's what they decided, and that's just how they've been living. That's how they do things. Well, it's up to us to make the same decision, saying, you know what, I'm going to go after something more. I want to live better. I want my family to have more. And so that's what we did. And that's what a lot of other blacks or African Americans, what we're gonna call ourselves, that's how a lot of them, a lot of us are doing. But statistics show, and that's what it's looking like. The statistics show that the majority of us are not doing that, and then that we turn around and we blame the other race because of something that happened 400 years ago. Which right now, in today's time, you have more availability, more resources available to us than we've ever had. And we can do so much more now. So there's no excuse. We should be in a position like that. There's no excuse why we should be in a position like that. And the other thing is, we don't want to work together with each other. Let's just put it out there. We don't want to work together with each other. You know, we say we do, but as soon as we get into a room together, it's a problem. It's a problem. So I feel like, and this, like I said, this is my view on it. I feel like we have to move and live in the now and not the past. Like I said, I face challenges every day. I grew up in a impoverished environment, a lack environment, but it wasn't in me. And because I grew up in that environment, because I had a drive and a vision that I didn't want to stay in that type of position, I was able to change that by the grace of God. And because I know that God had a better vision for me, I seek his vision for me and he orders my steps. But even if you don't believe in God, if you have a better vision for yourself, your vision, your determination, your drive is what's going to push you ahead. It's what's going to push you ahead. And even if people put hurdles and put stumbling blocks and roadblocks in your path, all you do is you figure out a way to maneuver around them or you figure out a way to jump over them because you got a mark that you're going towards. You have a goal that you have set ahead of you and you going for that goal. And nobody is going to be able to stop you from getting that goal. Again, we have too much available at our fingertips, at our disposal to even say that somebody is stopping us from getting what we want. I found something else. I was looking, let me see if I can find it. But I was looking at something else here. Let's see. Yeah. So here's another article I found. It says the average net worth of America by race, age, and education. So the net worth, and I don't think this is actually about a. This is about an age. Let me see if I can find a race thing again. So, yeah, here we go. Okay, so by race, it says the average net worth of white non-Hispanic is $983,400. The median net worth, oh, that's where that came from. So the same number, $188,200. That's the median. So the then the average for the average net worth for a black is $146,800, and the median net worth for a black is $24,100. And then Latinos, then this is interesting how Latinos is even more than the blacks. So Latino is 203,000 and and $203,300, and that's the average net worth. And then the median net worth is $36,200. And then it goes on and says the multiracial and other identities. So get this, the average net worth of the multiracial and other identities is $486,800. And then the median net worth is $74,500. That is something because the blacks are on the bottom of all races. Why is that? Why are we on the bottom of all races? and we don't have to be. That agitates me. Not something that because it was 400 years ago, because of the slavery, and we didn't get our reparation. What agitates me is because we don't have to be here and we're still here on the bottom. And we have all the resources at our disposal. One of the ways that you can get from being on the bottom is having your own, being an entrepreneur, having your own. Now, the person mentioned in the post, he said, I mean, because I want to quote him right. He said, one of the ways to do that is to reverse it. Uh, we need more black-owned banks and more black Wall Street movements. That's great. That will help us a lot. But are we gonna have black banks in every neighborhood? Come on, I don't think so. It will be great. I won't say we won't. I won't put that out there that we would never have black banks in every neighborhood. That would be amazing. That would be great if we can do that. But I know that we can at least have a black-owned business in every neighborhood. I know that if you got 100 houses in a neighborhood and you got the majority of it is predominantly black, there are no black people. Everybody's not, made to be a business owner. I get that. But there's ways that you can make money, legal money. And there's ways that you can do that. And entrepreneurship is one of those ways. Stock market or investing is another way. But everybody has some type of skill or ability in them that they can use and they can make some type of money out of it. And I believe that is the answer, one of the major answers to our community, to the black community. If everyone steps up and use their gifts and their abilities to turn around and make revenue and get revenue and income for their family, that will increase their income in their household. And some of you might say, well, you just do that because you got a business. Yeah, I'm telling you because I know it works. That's right. I'm telling you this because I know it works. That's why I'm saying yes. One of the ways to get your income up in your household is to have your own business. Now, everyone is not going to be a business owner. I get that because we need business owners need employees. That's okay. But on the same token, that employee can have a side job or a side business or a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me, which can help generate and bring income in your household. I'm doing training with people now. I'm showing them how they can make $1,000 a day on a Saturday by hanging TVs. I'm showing them how they can go in and they can do a cable network cable drop in somebody's household, one drop, and make $300 off of it. Them $300 to $500 actually. What if you turn around and you did four drops in somebody's household? That's $2,000 in one day that you can bring home. In addition to your regular income, if you say you don't want to leave your job, in addition to your regular income, you can make that on a Saturday. You do the math. Say you make $2,000 on a Saturday, and say there's 4 Saturdays in a month. 2,000 times four times 2,000 times four. That's $8,000. Now, granted, you might not work every Saturday, but say you do 8,000 times 12, you've been made $96,000. There's a chance or opportunity to make at least $96,000 a year in addition if you work on a Saturday, one Saturday a month. I mean, I'm sorry, one Saturday, 4 Saturdays out of a month. You can make almost 96, you can make $96,000. Increase your income. We don't have to be here. We don't have to be in that position. We don't have to do this. There's ways to do it. And I know some people say, well, I ain't technically savvy. I ain't saying that that's the only way you can do that. There's many ways that you can go out and you can make extra income and make extra money on a Saturday, part time. Just imagine if you was doing that full time, if you went full time in your business and you was making, $8,000 on one day, you turn around and make, you know, $40,000. I'm sorry. Yeah, $40,000 or whatever. My math is wrong. So you make $8,000 on one month, I'm sorry, in 1 month. But if you was to do $2,000 on a day and you did it times five, that's $10,000 in a week. There you go. There, correction. So $10,000 in a week. Say you're doing, and then you turn around and do four weeks in a month. So now you got $40,000. So now you know backward. You got $40,000. $40,000 in a month. Let's see what 40,000 times 12 is. 40,000 times 12. 40,000 times 12. $480,000 a year if you was to work, just potentially you can make that. But that's way more than what you're making now, right? I get it, right? So I'm just trying to show you the potential, the opportunities that's out there. People, we got to expand our vision. I know a lot of us have vision, but we're afraid to tap into it. We're afraid to go after it. And it don't have anything to do with the other race. It don't have anything to do with 400 years ago. It has to do with our mindset, our drive, and what we want out of life now. What we want out of life now. So, but anyway, I just want to get off. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. But I wanted to come on and just talk to some people because I know this is going to resonate with somebody. I know this is going to click for somebody. Now, some people ain't gonna agree with it. I get it. Everybody don't agree with everything. I understand that. But this is gonna resonate with somebody, and they're gonna get it, and they're gonna be like, you know what? You're right. Plenty of opportunity that I can increase my income for me. I can increase my income for my family. I can show my son and my daughter on how, if you're an entrepreneur, how you can dictate how much money you bring into your household. You do that. You do that. So again, I hope it resonated with somebody. Follow me. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me. I'm gonna be coming on doing more of these because this is a passion of mine. Entrepreneurship is a passion of mine. Increase is a passion of mine. Seeing other people increase is a passion of mine. I help people to get their own business, start their own business. I want to see everyone around me prospering. That's my desire, to see everyone around me prosper and increase. That's my desire. And so I believe that's God's desire for all of his people. And so I just want to be a good steward and help those that want the same thing and give them the opportunity to do the same thing. Again, follow me. Make sure you follow my connect with me, subscribe, connect. If you know somebody that wants some type of training like that, send me a message, DM me, let me know. I got coaching programs and just trainings that I offer in those different areas. So until next time, make sure that you are pushing towards your mark and you're pressing and you're increasing. Your income is increasing. That fruit is coming from you. I'll see you later. Have a good one.